Today's transmission asks the question, what is my relationship to my inner authority? During these times, what we're experiencing through the election and post-election, so many people looking outside of themselves for a sense of leadership, which provides a sense of safety, provides a sense of guidance of what we're going to do moving forward. It gives a sense of perhaps tuning into a more better, equitable world that we all desire in some level. And I feel there's a natural part of us that seeks that outside external guidance. Sometimes we desire a parental figure to give us insight or discipline on our journey. Sometimes we're exploring the parts of ourselves that need some sort of emotional regulation from others. Oftentimes we're looking outside of ourselves for counsel and for advice to help us in our path and journey ahead. There's nothing good, bad, right or wrong with any of these things. Of course, it's human in our nature to explore where we can find a sense of solace, a sense of peace, a sense of, a gem along the journey of life to give us a clue on what to do next, perhaps. But the question remains, what is our relationship to our inner authority? Where do we find the ultimate truth in our deepest levels of intuition so we can make the choice? Because regardless of where we get outside insight from, it could be from social media, it could be from our peers, our family, our friends, our loved ones, our partners. However, ultimately the choice comes to us regarding whatever we're asking in life. Regardless of what we're seeking, maybe it's guidance about our finances, our career path, maybe it's guidance about our relationships, maybe it's guidance about where we're meant to go next or do next, or how we're meant to be in service with our gifts. It always will boil down to the person making a choice and decision to help move their lives forward. So for me, I've been tuning into this question so deeply, like seeing and observing the parts of me that will seek outside of myself, especially for counsel and guidance and emotional regulation when I'm going through a difficult moment. And it's not to say when we're going through difficult moments in life that we need to go through it alone, because we don't have to. We have beautiful loved ones that are expressions of the divine, miracles expressing as God, Spirit, Creator, in the form of our loved ones, soulmates around us. And it's not to exclude them from any conversation. However, where do we find balance? Is there times where we're overtly too much leaking our energy, telling our tales, telling our business, sharing our visions, our dreams too soon before they actually gestate and come into some level of form? There's a power in cultivating an energy and holding it a little bit, containing yourself. There's a power in having some healthy boundaries to what you do and do not share with the world or with those even in your most innermost circle. So I've been exploring this balance. Where can I find this space within me to really tread the line as close as I possibly can? Because energy can move so quickly, and I feel like it's important to really check in with myself, check in with Source, check in with Creator. And the ways that I like to do that are through meditation. I feel like when I meditate, oftentimes the answer will come if I really give myself the time and space, sometimes without a boundary, just to really go in and allow Spirit to speak through me. Maybe one word that comes through, maybe it's one phrase or an idea that may pop up. But it's not to say, by the way, that you have to go into a meditation seeking anything. Oftentimes, it's not about finding peace or finding love or finding joy through the meditation practice or trying to avert pain or avert any sense of chaos in your life, but rather just go in with an open heart. And when I enter with an open heart in a space of non-attachment, which is connected to unconditional love, oftentimes a little gem might come through, a little insight might show up. And I feel for me, what showed up in my last meditation when I was sitting with myself was the part of me that was cluing into just be present, like truly be present to this moment. Do not avert where you are, literally, the place that I am, the city that I'm in. Do not avert the challenges that are in front of me, the obstacles, the relationships and the reflections that are coming my way. Do not avert the path or coordinates, because there's something here that I'm still meant to complete. There's something in this exact moment, in this exact place that I'm still meant to be with and learn from. And so don't avert it. Be present as possible. Be present in each moment and allow what's meant to show up, to show up. I just finished an incredible book called The Surrender Experiment, in which a man chose a practice to really allow the flow of the universe to guide him on a journey of life. And it wasn't meant to say that, of course, challenges didn't arise, because they did. Resistance came up for this brother, difficulties, obstructions along the path. But he was able to keep going back to his practice of surrendering and allowing where the universe wants to take him. And I felt, regardless of the outcome and experiences he had, which were very profound, it just taught me the importance of going back to the practice of surrender, of trust, of faith, of allowance, of not forcing anything or manipulating my will onto things. Because there have been so many times when I was younger that I would use my sheer will to make things happen, to go on tour, to create a wild event or show, to do sometimes things that seemed impossible to others, like travel to places or create opportunities. And perhaps some of that magic still exists in me, but I feel like I'm learning to cultivate a space of allowance. Where am I being guided on the most highest levels from my guides, from my ancestors, from my spirit entities in the benevolent form, of course, that are pushing me and nudging me in the direction to become something, to do something, to be in service. And one of the things is this right here, to share this video, to be in a place of allowing spirit to express through me, as me in all ways, to be a vessel, to share my story, to be vulnerable along the path. And I've been in a place of wanting to traverse outside of LA, maybe live somewhere different, explore new possibilities. Sometimes we're rooted in places that are connected to certain ley lines, connected to specific crystals and water aquifers, grids, of course, on planet Earth. And we're there because we're meant to be in that particular ley line and grid and coordinates, latitude and longitude, we call them. And to really soak in that mana, that energy from that land, and also those that are connected to that land around you. And there's reasons why we're incarnated in certain places. I grew up in LA, where I am now, and I've been here for 44 years. And I've been feeling a deep calling to explore something new, to explore new places to go, places to travel and exist. Because I want to feel what it's like to have my spirit, my body rooted in a different place, maybe more connected to nature, perhaps in a place that allows more silence, perhaps to be connected to somewhere that's really rooted with more indigenous people. I feel a deep calling to explore that. But in the aversion of being here, I felt myself losing presence. I found myself from time to time coming out of the moment and desiring something that is in the future. So there's a healthy balance required, when I'm tuning into my inner authority to what, when, in what ways and how I'm meant to move, express, come to completion with things. And I feel like in this time, we're all being called to move into different places energetically, spiritually, creatively. We're desiring a more peaceful, loving world, hence why so many people felt charged up around this election that just happened. And my invitation for you is tune into your inner authority, because I don't think the Martin Luther Kings, the Bob Marleys, the Rosa Parks, those Mahatma Gandhis, those really polarizing figures are meant to show up necessarily for us to help show us the way. I feel like we're meant to look within and ask ourselves, what can I do? What gifts may I offer? In what ways may I be of service to make impact in my community, in my family, at the world at large? Perhaps that's what's being called for all of us, to take a moment to check in with our higher selves and ask those questions that will allow us to make a contribution to Mother Earth, to our society, to our families, to all the things that are happening, of people that are in distress, all the trauma around the world, all the dis-ease, discomfort, and conflicts that occur. Maybe there's something that we can do. Sending prayers, making music, writing a song, creating an outline, a plan for something that can make an impact to help others along the way. Checking with your inner authority is so profound. It's so important to have a moment of solace to really check in with yourself and see what's alive, see what's being asked of you. And I feel like one of the best ways I've found to find an answer is to be in silence, to let go of these attachments, let go of these expectations, let go of the future, let go of the past. Be 1000% present. And in that place of silence, see what comes through. See what spirit is speaking through you, and maybe a gem will come through. Write it down, make a voice memo, create a note, sit with it, pray with it, meditate with that little information that maybe comes up, and see if it takes you somewhere. And allow your inner authority to guide you to become the answer this world is asking for, to be the change you wish to see, to become the person that you know you're meant to become in order to make this world a better place. If you've enjoyed this video, my invitation for you is leave a comment, make a like, share it, spread the word, and let me know how your journey is going with building a relationship with your inner authority. Peace and blessings from Jay Brave, aka Brave Kind Soul. Bless.